Hi there, Rick here. Just wanted to show you it's May 28th, okay? Um I'm looking at the Microsoft Money app here, okay? Um Gold has taken has jumped up about $24. Silver has jumped up about $1.79. Can you see that there? That's 5.89%. It's right now it's at $32.12 an ounce right now. You have to remember that's the highest I've seen it, okay, in my entire life for like a 1 day jump, okay? Um Remember too, I was watching the price of gold and silver for the longest time. 10-cent movements, 5-cent movements, 15-cent movements at the most, okay? And then suddenly it goes to like, up to $1.75, $1.27, right? And this movement is huge, okay? That's almost like a $1.80, okay, in a matter of 1 day, okay? Like, I mean, imagine, okay, maybe 4 or 5 months from now, okay? These movements are not like, you know, um, in the $1.50 range or $2 range. It's all the way up to five. You have $5 movements forward and back, okay? Um, that is huge, okay? Because I would expect it to, okay, if it was moving in, say, okay, 10 cents, 5 cents, 15 cents, I would expect it, okay, to have movements in, okay, 30 cents, okay, or 35 cents, okay? I wouldn't expect it to suddenly, have these huge movements up around, over $1 now from a matter of, 10 cents or 5 cents, right? It's just too big of a movement, okay? So that something's happening with gold and silver right now just from these massive movements, overnight movements, okay? There was a pullback, okay? And okay, I have a day job too, okay? So, I wasn't in front of my computer that day, but there was a pullback and I probably lost as much as $2,500, okay? But, I didn't sell my position. I held on to it, okay? Just because I felt that it was going to go back up, okay? So I double checked my positions here, okay? I'll go into my Questrade app. Okay, so see my profits right now in US dollars, okay? Says $2,270, okay? Remember that was at $2,800, okay? Same with the Canadian profits. It was around, $2,800 too. This one here, I Am Gold, okay? You see that I got 1,000 shares of it now because I exercised my option, right? The expiry date was coming up. So I had to, have the money in my account and have the option exercised, okay? So my strike price was $4, okay? It still says that, okay, the price was $4 right there. When it pulled back, I had a loss of about yesterday, about 130 US dollars. Now it's showing a profit of $90. Remember that, okay, when the stock, when I had a profit of just over $6,000, okay, showing a profit of close to 500 US dollars. Yeah, in a matter of a day, it like literally all that profit was just wiped out, okay? And I was probably in the hole more than when I first had bought the option almost like, 2 months ago, right? Because I was $100 down on it for the longest time, right? And when there was a pullback, it really shot back, and I had a loss of 130 US dollars. I also heard too that there was a lot of people who sold their positions, okay, and taken a profit, okay, which I was gonna say probably was not a bad idea to do, okay, but it's very hard to sometimes get back into these other types of stocks like SLIV and First Majestic Silver, FR.TO. It got changed to AR.TO. I don't know why they changed their symbol. Sometimes they do that, but for the longest time, Keith Neumeyer's symbol on the NASDAQ, or sorry, on the Toronto Stock Exchange was FR.TO. Now he changed it to AG.TO. Okay. Because you remember, okay, if I sell it and try to buy back in, okay, now I'm paying a higher price for it now, right? So that's why it's advantageous to get out and then to try to get back in, because now you're paying a higher price for it now, right? Because you don't know how far back it's going to dip, right? Maybe it dips back, a lot less than what you paid for it, okay? That's why a lot of people too, sometimes they don't like to get out of their positions and then buy back in, okay? But it is not a bad idea. Like, I mean, if you are a copy of my trades, which I hope that some of you netizens actually do, you know, and you double down on what I done, okay, you could have taken home a $12,000 Canadian profit. If you done it through your tax-free savings account, that's no tax on it. So you can go out and spend that $12,000 wherever you like, okay? It's $12,000 in your pocket. It's quite nice. You have to remember, $12,000 is actually quite a bit. So I'm looking at my Finlay Minerals here, okay? There was a half a cent pullback, and, you know, I'm back at where I bought it at, you know, 4 cents, showing a price of 4 cents, okay? Venture Exchange. I just wanted to show you something here too. This was a really popular stock at one time. It was almost trading at $35 a share, okay? There was a lot of talk on the internet about it too, okay? The stock symbol, WKHS, Workhorse, okay? They were hoping to get that large, postal contract in the U.S., and when they didn't get it, their stock, I think it shot down from about around $35, shot back about 30%. That is huge, okay? And they didn't even get a percentage of the contract, okay? And, you know, I was just looking at the, okay, I'll bring it back to 5-year here, 5-year chart. 5-year a day. Yeah. So it had a high as $42, okay? See that? $42.96. And that was in February of 2021, okay? And you know, it dropped all the way down to 664 soon, okay? You see it right there, 664. And, you know, it hit a low, okay, of 15 cents, okay? That was March of 27th, okay? Hold on here, I'll give you a more specific date. Yeah, so it hit a low of 15 cents at about, April 15th, okay? That is low, okay? For a stock that hit $42 a share at one time, $42.96. $2 mark before, okay? And then there was a big pullback, okay? Right now, when I worked it out on my calculator, it showed a profit of about $4,400. It showed a profit of $4,442 Canadian profit about. So, you know, I'm slowly starting to climb back up, okay? But what I feel is going to happen, okay? Remember too, a lot of times this does happen, okay? When the price of a particular commodity when it hits, okay, that resistant level around $32 a couple of times, okay, it's trying to break through that high, okay. So it's kind of like absorbing the what is it, that price target, okay, and it's pulling back. It's trying to shoot back up again. It's pulling back, and then finally it hits it, and then it shoots right over it, okay. And then that'll be the new high, okay. It won't go below $32 anymore, okay. That's how a lot of the stocks, even the commodities, how some of the patterns that they move in. And I know this too. That's another reason why I don't sell my positions, okay? Because it can be, okay, I hear that, okay, there's some people that will try to short the stock, okay? And they're also holding positions, okay, in the stock, because a lot of times nothing goes up 100%, okay. There's always pullbacks, okay. So if they're buying put options, when there's retractions in the price, okay, they're making like, you know, $500 or $1,000, right? Because there's substantial pullback sometimes, because, you know, I just mentioned to you, in that 1 day pullback, I lost as much as what, $2,500 Canadian, okay. And you know, some people, some netizens out there, you know, might think, you know, hey, man, you should have taken your profits and just, you know, taken the $6,000 Canadian profit. You know, that's a pretty nice profit, you know. Um, but you know, I gave my reasoning behind, okay, of not selling your position and trying to jump back in, just because sometimes it's really hard to, you know, get the price that you want back in, and now you're paying more money to get that particular position, okay. Because remember, because the stock is rallying too, for me to try to buy another option in it, okay, thinking that the price is going to, of course, go up, I have to pay more for the premium now, okay. So sure, you know, I've made what is it, you know, quite a bit of money, but you know, now I have to buy it for a higher price and pay more for the premium. But you have to remember too, if I'd done it the other way, I would probably still be up maybe $2,500, okay. But you know, it is uh, there's lots of different ways to trade, okay. Like you have to remember, okay, say for instance, yeah, you bought a put option believing that the price was going to go down, and it didn't. It actually went up. Then you would lose um that money on your option because it went in the opposite direction, okay. You wouldn't lose as much compared to if you went out and bought the actual shares, okay, but you would have lost money on the option, okay. And that's happened to me before. And you know, it's just hard to trade too when you have a day job too, because you know, this happened when I was at work, right? And you know, I couldn't be in front of my computer, so that's why, you know, I trade the way I do too, right? Silver, okay, just in the month of May, it's gone up, I heard, $5, okay, an ounce. And it's shot up about I think 20%, okay. That's quite a bit, okay. And if you're playing very aggressively, okay, like remember, I bought, okay, 10 options in three mining companies. Say for instance somebody doubled down, okay, or even quadrupled down, okay, and you know, they wouldn't be taking home a $6,000 profit, right? Now it's four times. You'd be taking home a $24,000 Canadian profit now, okay? Like, I don't know about you, but yeah, you know, $24,000 Canadian dollars, tax free. Yeah, that's quite a bit of money. Okay. So a lot of people out there have to work quite hard for, you know, $24,000 Canadian, right? Um, I just wanted to show you something here. Um, there was a bank, okay, Toronto Dominion Bank. I think the third largest bank in Canada, okay. There was a large scandal on it, okay. It had to do with money laundering, okay. Apparently there was some Chinese organized crime group, okay, in the U.S. that was laundering money through one of their branches in the U.S. And you can see that, okay, its stock was as high as, let's see here. Okay, its stock was as high as $81 here, okay. I'm looking at the 1 month chart now, okay. 81.78, okay. And then when it hit the news, okay, it went down as low as $74, okay. So what is that? About an $8 drop, okay. That is huge, okay. Because if you would have bought a put option in it, okay, from the top, okay, it would have been an $800 US profit right there, okay, in a matter of what, about 3 days, okay. But remember too, okay, now I'm going back to the high, okay. The news has not even hit the mainstream media yet. I believe it hit the mainstream media the next day, okay? And it was at about $80.84 now, okay? That was the high, okay? And then, well, you can see by the candlesticks here, it just took a major nosedive, okay? Now, I was thinking about buying a put option in it, okay? Okay, there, I brought up the option box here, okay, td.to, Toronto Dominion, okay. The date I put in the box is for June 28th, so it's almost 1 month away, okay. It's not giving me that many options, okay, just because I think there has to be enough, buyers for that particular option, okay. So the strike price is at $74. If the stock, okay, reaches, okay, if it goes below 74, then I start making money on it. Right now it's trading at, okay, I'll put my mouse pointer on it. Okay, it's trading at 75.84, okay. Already TD has paid out about $400 million in fine, okay, for the anti-money laundering. I was just reading the news article on it in Yahoo Finance, saying that the fine can be as high as $2 billion. I'll say that again. The fine can be as high as $2 billion because they're getting fined from different departments in the U.S., okay? You have to remember, a $400 million fine is not that much to a bank, okay? Like a major bank like TD, okay? Because they make lots of money, okay? Just like the fine that, a lot of the big banks got during the 2008 financial crisis was $100 million, okay? I really don't think that was that much considering how much money they made, okay? Of course, they don't tell the general public how much money they actually made from it, but I'm quite certain they made, I wouldn't be surprised, 8 times that amount of money or even more, okay, from the subprime mortgage fraud. Okay. So yeah, I was good. It's gonna try to buy a put option in it with 1 month away. So okay, you see in that box there, quantity 1. Okay, so that's one option represent 100 shares. Okay, and see that 0.95 right there. Okay, so I have to pay 95 Canadian dollars, or sorry, US dollars. Okay, for the put option. Okay, duration. Okay, this order is going to go in for the day. If it doesn't get executed, okay, then it just expires. Okay, I have to re-put the order in the next day. Okay, so I'm gonna click buy. Okay, it doesn't execute yet. Okay, it just gives you a confirmation box now. Okay, it says buy to open. Okay, 1td.to, June 28th. Okay, 2024, $74 put. Okay, just saying that. Yeah, that's the strike price. Okay, it has to reach $74 and below before you'll start making money. 0.95 limit. Okay, I see that. Okay, the trade. Oh, sorry. Because it's .to, it's Toronto Stock Exchange, Canadian dollars. My mistake. I said US dollars. Okay, so it says, okay, right there, my mouse pointing on it. Okay, $95. Okay. Commission and fees. Okay, $10.95. So Questrade is charging me $10.95 Canadian to do this trade. Okay, and it just gives me a summary of what was it? You know, my buying power after that. My new balance. Okay, so I'm gonna send the order in. Okay, sometimes it takes a while for it to execute. Sometimes it gets executed right away. Okay, so I'll click send order. Oh, okay, it got executed right away. See that? Buy to open 1td.to. Okay, now I'm gonna look in my summary here. Okay, there he is right now. td.to. Okay, June 28th, 2024. Okay, there is one. Okay, one option. Okay, and well, it's showing a loss of $9 right now. Okay, so yeah, you've seen how a option gets executed in the Questrade app now. Okay, and yeah, I hope that you've learned something from this. Just seeing how it's done, right? Like, I mean, I've told you about it, but I've never actually done a video on it, like just showing how the order going through. Okay, federal government fined Mark Zuckerberg $4 billion for kind of like breaking the rules on privacy law or something like that, right? And I continued to read the article. Okay, but Mark Zuckerberg made $7 billion that year. Okay, so he still, even though he got fined $4 billion, okay, he made $7 billion. Okay, so he still made a $3 billion profit. Okay, like, I mean, I was reading the article, and yeah, I was just surprised that how much money that he made in a year, right? It's hard to believe that something that he just started out in his university or college, I guess maybe is just a hobby, right? Facebook, turned into be such a hit, and it became a $1 billion company, right?